Hey guys, Jiu-Jitsu here. Today we're going to be looking at Eagle Eye Samurai's video on Scissor 7 Season 5. Now before we get into this video, if you want to support me, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, join up the Discord to talk about Scissor 7 or just get any general updates about the YouTube. And yeah, let's get started.
Yes, that's right. Scissor 7 is back. Released in China fall 2024, Season 5 of this insanely good animated series was a greatly anticipated event. We now know many unexplained details from the first few seasons, and so here come the spoilers. Episode 1 showed us how 7 kinda got his power back, and it really set the stage for a fantastic comeback. The second episode delivered an epic fight between the powerful leader of the Sky Dragon sect of Xuan Wu and 7, where we finally got to see that hippie dude's full power. I liked that he had a varied and unique fighting style. He could harden his skin akin to the scales of a dragon, and he was able to use unorthodox moves to get the upper hand on 7. It was a brand new kind of fight style from this show, even though I thought that I had already seen all this series had to offer, choreography-wise. Episode 3 gave us deep insight into the mind and reasoning of Redtooth, and he was able to dispel the powerful evil spirit that gave him the seemingly infinite power. This was destroying his sense of self, and so he was able to rid himself of the power that he once sought to force young Chairman Jing to fight him.
So this is already not a good look. I'm confused on what you're trying to say. Did you even watch the show? That's not what happened at all.
Think that episodes like these are good for background information. I don't think that Scissor 7 as a series particularly excels at creating sympathetic characters. I think there is a disjoint between the raw human emotion and the wacky, zany humanoid creatures.
Now, I'd get your point if the humor was actively interfering with the tone of the episode, but I really don't see that here. It's a case like Cola's episode where it's sad when it needs to be sad, and it's funny when it needs to be funny. Redtooth's episodes in general don't really feel humorous, at least when they dive into his backstory. We saw this in Season 2 and Season 4. And right now, they show that he's trying to regain his humanity back after he's taken the responsibilities of Jiang as the chairman of the island. Of course, there's going to be some humor in the process, because humor, I know it might be crazy to think, is a part of human emotion. I know, crazy, right? So I don't get your point how the show doesn't excel at creating sympathetic characters because humorous humanoid characters, whatever the fuck you were talking about. So are we just going to say that Scissor 7 sucks at making us feel bad for characters because they asked Redtooth if he's getting married or not? That's so stupid.
In episodes 4 and 5, we get to see the creator of the thumbs up style martial art, as well as the creator of the sorrowful magic melody. Episode 6 delighted us with a humorous battle between our bodyguard, 11, Scissor 7, and the powerful old butler of the Plum Blossom Villa, who turns out to be a seriously dangerous guy that 7 once fought before. Episode 7 shows us 13 trying to master her chi control. And in episode 8, the main cast finally escapes the villa. In episode 9, we learned that 7 was actually the product of an assassin training program that bred the strongest human killer ever. While in episode 10, we see that a monster has taken 7's mantle as top assassin in Xuan Wu. However, an expertly crafted battle takes place between our main character and this new assassin. 7, in his desperation, turns to the 1,000 demon dagger, but it doesn't help. This new foe seems impossible to defeat. 7 takes stock of his inner character, and he realizes that he can regain his former strength via a blending of fighting styles and techniques in order to fight on level ground with this demonic assassin. This is pretty amazing considering 7 uses the thumbs up fighting style with his chi scissor with the flip-flop attack. It's a tale as old as time. A once great warrior finding a new path to return to an old level of strength. I didn't dislike this season per se, but I felt as though it rehashed a lot of the 4th season's themes. The outcomes were a little different, yeah, but it's almost a cyclical plot in which 7 realizes he isn't strong, reclaims some strength, but ultimately can't finish the battle.
Eagle-eyed samurai, genuinely, did you even watch these seasons like you claim you did? In Season 4 and Season 5, the circumstances were completely different. And in fact, it highlights Seven's fucking development. In Season 4, he returns to his old level of strength using the 1,000 demon daggers and his assassin skills to finish and kill him. It doesn't matter, oh, Seven collapsed and couldn't finish the fight. The circumstances were still different. It doesn't matter that he didn't finish the fight. That doesn't rehash anything. Because in Season 5, the circumstance was completely different. It was the opposite. He doesn't return to his old level strength per se. He remembers the most important things. He uses both of his identities, and he doesn't rely purely on strength to overpower 9. It's using unorthodox techniques that he learns throughout the season. It's using both of those identities, both the assassin side and the hairstylist side. That's what's different about Season 5. So saying that it rehashes the same theme is really ridiculous to say, and very disingenuous, I'd say. Saying it's a rehash of the same idea, the same plot point, completely ignores and downplays the character development of Seven. Because again, we see this type of stuff in other animes as well, like Tokyo Revengers. So I think just saying this is just really laughable.
I do think that Seven's fights had some glimpses of cool concepts, but Season 5's energy was nowhere near Season 4's. In that season, the inhabitants of Chicken Island fought off White Fox in a desperate all-out battle. But in Season 5, it was kind of just 7 no-diffing, newly generated characters.
I don't get why you're comparing the Crisis on the Island 2 to 7 versus 9. Those are completely different scenarios. The Crisis on the Island with White Fox is meant to show you how helpless people are going to fight back against a top assassin like White Fox. This case, it's literally former top assassin versus current top assassin. And again, Seven doesn't no-diff him. He was getting destroyed, demolished the first half of that fight. And it's through his skills in the second half and him using up all his strength he can even slice 9 like that. And 9 still isn't finished yet, while 7 just collapsed on the ground. So I don't know what you were talking about.
Like this show a lot, don't get me wrong. I am curious to see where 13's training and chi control will take her. I also am looking forward to 7's eventual battle with the leader of the Shadow Killers. I just feel like this animated series is being dragged out a little. I mean, we introduced new villains this season, and we haven't even defeated the previous villains from Xuan Wu.
Buddy, it's the same assassins from the last season. They just added one more. And it's because half of them are taken out at this point, or they just left. I don't know why you're complaining about this. Plus, Manjusaka and Stonegate are like pretty weak compared to like the other assassins. I don't know why you're complaining that they actually added someone that parallels 7 and can actually be perceived as a threat.
I think that it is reasonable to discuss 7 and 13's emotions and reconciliation with their pasts, but at this rate, we will never come to a satisfying conclusion to their arcs. What do you guys think?
What I think is that you missed the entire messaging and the theme of this season. And it goes to show that you probably didn't even watch it, or you watched it with your eyes closed.
Maybe I'm wrong on this one. One of my favorite parts of the season, though, was when we found out that 7's one weakness back in the day was girls.
So that's what you got from that? Explains.
And that's how the other killers from Xuan Wu defeated him that one time. Now, we see 7 is vulnerable to attacks from 13, and I definitely think that he will be pushed to choose between saving himself or 13 in the end game of this show. I predict that he will survive, though. Okay, everyone, please leave a comment below to discuss Scissor 7. I know I'm probably one of the few YouTubers that actually talks about this show.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore, considering I'll be talking about this show.
So feel free to reach out to me to ask questions or propose some predictions for future seasons.
Yeah, I'd like enlightening you on my thoughts, theories, and predictions, and what I think the show will do moving forward. And hopefully after that, you might make some better takes. But other than that, see you guys in my next video.